Hello, Debra. I'm excited to be
Hey.
able to let everybody that doesn't know you, which I'm sure is not very many people, but get to know you and your brilliance. And I remember we met, I don't know, it's probably been 2 years ago now.
Mhm.
And we just talked about what you do and how you bring art into businesses. And I'm going to let you say it because you'll say it much more eloquently than I do. But go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everybody what you do.
Excellent. So, yes, hello. I'm Debra Lee Murrow from the Color Me Art Spa. So, I pre-prep designs like this one that I'll be bringing to EE to let people play. And I think Brene Brown, that name just keeps on coming up and up and up. To really get out of yourself, you have to do something that does that. So, play is the best way. So, I bring along these oil paint sticks and they're super creamy and super fun. And the nice thing is you get to play with your fingers too. Or it's like, me not gonna get messy? No, they're not like acrylic paints and drippy. They're fun and clean and very creamy, and you can blend. It's funny. Some people stay on this for a while. Some people make a mark and leave. It's all different. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm a fine artist, so I teach all different sorts of classes. This is the best for events because, we have a split second of time and I want people to make their mark. So I would love for people to come by and have fun and just play, because when you play, something deep down inside happens. You remember why you're here. You remember what you're called to do. And so I coach through art. So art life coach, I guess you would call it. And we just play and ask questions, and it's a lot of fun. So it leaves the stress out, because as soon as you start doing something with your right hand, all of a sudden it's kind of like a baby having a pacifier. I know that's really weird, but your
No, it's
left
not at all.
brain, yeah, your left brain kind of just shuts up. Somehow, some way, it pacifies it. And you get to do some of this. And I really feel like your right side, I call it the G side, the God side, he comes flying through, and you can breathe, you can think. I start to color before I do any work. And all of a sudden I start to get a to-do list. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that. I forgot that. Oh, I remember that. It just clears the way. So I love
Yes.
that about the art. So yay,
And
happy to
I
be
have
here.
never met anybody who does this, by the way. You were the only person that I have met. But when you explained that to me, I was like, that totally makes sense.
Right.
Because haven't done it since we moved here. But I used to, when we were in Seattle, I loved to be out in the garden
Yeah.
and working with, just the flowers and digging my hands in the dirt.
Yeah.
And when I would go out there, that was like the only time that my mind would just be clear and open,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I would get ideas and things like that. And I think it's the same thing
Yeah.
with the art. And a lot of people, like for me, my first thought when we were talking originally was, oh, I'm not artsy, I'm not creative, that kind of a thing. And so
Yeah.
I love that you start kind of, well, with a canvas, but
Mhm.
that has, the words embedded in it, and it's got designs. And so you
Yeah.
can just go up and, if I see a flower, I can color in the flower because that's what I'm going to pick up on. Or if somebody else
Right.
sees, the hand, for example, maybe they're a
Right.
massage therapist, then they can start
Right.
coloring that in. And
Yeah.
so it really just speaks to everybody, and there's
Yeah.
something in it for everybody. And it
Yeah.
just is such a beautiful way to bring everybody together. And every single time, even though everybody's using different colors, or
Mhm.
maybe they're shading it, maybe they're not, it turns out to be this beautiful work of art
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then we use that as one of the raffle prizes.
That's right.
So it's,
That's right.
I just love that piece. And I'm so
Yeah.
glad that
Thanks.
you participated in every one of the conferences,
Yay.
and
Yeah.
you're going
5 years.
to continue for the foreseeable future,
Yeah.
because the women love it, and you're just such an integral part of the Empower and Elevate conference that I couldn't imagine it without you there.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
just
you. Thank
fantastic.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you've been there, like you said, for the last 5 conferences.
Mhm.
And tell me about why you keep showing up. Why is this something that you're like,
Yeah.
no, I have to be there at this conference?
Yes, yes, yes. That's a great question. So first of all, it's really meaty. You every year you pick the greatest speakers, and I have a take home. I actually hired one of them last year. I
Oh,
worked with one of the
great.
coaches. Yeah. So and then you have these panels, and they're like individually like full of information. And then there's the spotlights, which are not quite the speakers, but they're wonderful too. So
Yes.
it's the combination of everything. And then there are tables, people
Right.
who sponsor can get a table. And then I think the most impactful is that you get to sit at a table with 10 people. And then the instructions are after lunch to change your table.
Yes, exactly.
And so you walk away, let's just say you could walk away with 20 business cards,
Yep.
which and you're sitting there. So it's not one of these quick things. You're hearing their story, you're eating lunch together, and it's fun. And the manor is beautiful. It's a great
It
location.
is.
So yeah, I just think it's packed with a lot. In business meetings, they're great, but they're 1 to 2 hours. You're fly in, fly out. But
Yeah.
this is a whole day. And the other part of that, it's a get to opportunity. You need to lay it down. Like, when do women just stop, rest, play, take the day
Yes,
off, put your phone on, do not disturb, and be present for that time? And that's hard for us
it
women who are
is.
like rocking it.
Yes, it is. I don't have that hard of a time actually putting down my phone, which is it's
Yes.
funny because my husband is the one that's like, "You need to check your email. You need to," you know, and I'm just like, "No, if I'm in a meeting or I'm talking to somebody, my phone's in my purse because that's where it belongs, you know."
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people that is hard, especially if you've got kids at home. That's a completely different scenario. But
Yeah.
for me, because I don't have kids at home,
Mhm.
I I like you just said, I love that there's 2 times of the year for sure that I can be surrounded by amazing women
Yeah.
who are there to be supportive and encouraging, and I can get my cup filled and I can help pour into other people.
Yeah.
And it's we give that we have permission to unplug and just
Yeah.
be present. And I
Yeah.
love that you phrased it that way.
Yeah.
So tell everybody how they can get a hold of you. If they want to get a hold of you ahead of the conference,
Yeah.
how can they best reach out to you?
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So it's Color Me Art Spa. Yes. I get a lot of facial companies calling me, right? But it's a spa because it's like relaxing. So it's
Yes.
colormeartspa.com. Facebook, Debra Lee Murrow, and Insta is Color Me, Debra Lee. So yeah, any one of those, reach out, and I'm on. If you go to my Instagram, it'll have a link tree in there. So that's really easy. I have
Awesome.
tons of links on there. And I think my link tree is Color Me, Debra Lee, the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay,
So
awesome. I
yeah.
and that's such a fantastic, resource to just have everything all in one place,
Yep.
for people to be able to reach out to you. So
Yeah.
that's amazing. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
agreeing to continue to participate and show up for these ladies
You're
because
welcome.
it really is a beautiful, sisterhood that we
I
are
think
all sharing with each other, and we're
absolutely.
all on our own journeys, but we are all there to hold each other's hands and help each other along, and
That's
I
right.
just appreciate you so much. If
Yay.
you
Thanks.
haven't gotten your ticket yet, there's still a few tickets left. You can
Yeah.
go to empowerandelevateconference.com. Use the promo code EMPOWER so you can get your ticket for $47.
Yay.
And we will see you on Friday.
Awesome. Yay. Thanks.